Love the Ravens as much as we do? Then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. The rumor mill has been spinning like never before, and it seems like Baltimore might be facing a seismic shakeup in the NFL world. Word on the street is that DeAndre Hopkins, the star wide receiver who has dazzled fans with his jaw-dropping catches and clutch performances, could be packing up his gear and leaving the Purple City behind. Sources close to team insiders hint at behind-the-scenes negotiations that have been quietly underway, with whispers of a possible trade sending shockwaves through locker rooms and social media alike. Fans are torn between disbelief and excitement, as the thought of Hopkins in another uniform feels surreal. The timing of this potential move coincides with discussions about team strategy and salary cap maneuvers, raising questions about how Baltimore plans to fill the void left by one of its most electrifying playmakers. Social media reactions are already heating up, with speculation running rampant about which teams are in a mix and how this shift could redefine the power dynamics of the league. Analysts are dissecting every clip, every stat, and every insider hint to piece together the reality behind the rumor, trying to separate fact from fiction in a whirlwind of hearsay and excitement. The potential departure of Hopkins isn't just a player leaving. It's a narrative shift, a seismic storyline that could reshape how the NFL offseason unfolds. If Hopkins does leave, the implications stretch far beyond Baltimore's city limits. For the receiver himself, the move could be about chasing a fresh opportunity, a new offensive scheme, or even a chance to redefine his legacy in a city hungry for victory. Teams reportedly circling him are rumored to be lining up aggressive offers, each trying to craft a package that would make Hopkins consider trading loyalty for potential championships. Meanwhile, Baltimore's coaching staff and front office are said to be in intense discussions, weighing the pros and cons of keeping him versus leveraging his value for future draft picks. The emotional undertones can't be understated, as Hopkins has become a fan favorite, not just for his on-field exploits but for his charisma and leadership. Rumors suggest that locker room morale could be impacted, with teammates bracing for the possibility of a significant change to the roster. Sports commentators have already begun analyzing the ripple effects across the league, speculating on how this move could alter offensive strategies for both Hopkins' potential new team and the Ravens. The story is evolving by the hour, with insider reports trickling in that suggest a decision could come sooner than fans expect. Every tweet, every anonymous source, and every headline contributes to a building frenzy that makes the NFL offseason feel more like a high-stakes thriller than a quiet interlude. As the speculation grows, so does the debate among fans, pundits, and former players. Some argue that a trade could reinvigorate Hopkins' career, placing him in a position to challenge defenses in a new conference, while others see it as a risk that could backfire if the chemistry with a new quarterback doesn't click immediately. Baltimore supporters are vocal, flooding forums and social media feeds with pleas, memes, and passionate arguments about why the city should do everything possible to retain their star. Meanwhile, rival teams are reportedly monitoring the situation closely, ready to pounce if an opportunity presents itself. Rumors suggest a handful of cities are frontrunners, each bringing its own unique mix of offensive schemes, quarterback talent, and championship potential, creating an intricate puzzle for Hopkins and his representatives to navigate. Agents and insiders are said to be crafting contingency plans, balancing financial incentives with career trajectory, and preparing for every conceivable scenario. The narrative is thick with intrigue, as no official statements have been made, leaving room for endless speculation, fan theories, and media frenzy. It's a delicate dance of information and misinformation, where one cryptic tweet or offhand comment could ignite a wave of analysis and conjecture. Baltimore might be holding its breath, but across the league, anticipation is palpable, with every team's front office acutely aware of the monumental ripple effects this decision could unleash. The trade rumor isn't just about the player. It's about momentum, strategy, and the unspoken politics of the NFL. Sources hint at meetings that stretched late into the night, calls between general managers, and complex discussions about draft picks and cap space. The energy surrounding Hopkins' potential move is palpable, with analysts dissecting every nuance of his contract, injury history, and recent performance to predict which team could make the best case for his signature. Fan speculation has become a global conversation, transcending Baltimore and connecting football enthusiasts in a collective frenzy of what-ifs. The narrative thread weaves through local news outlets, sports radio, and viral TikTok discussions, all amplifying the sense that something monumental is about to unfold. Observers note that the timing is critical, as the NFL offseason is a delicate window where decisions can make or break a team's future. A misstep or leak could sway public opinion, impact negotiations, or even influence the player's mindset. The media circus, while centered on Hopkins, also reflects the intricate balance between team strategy, player autonomy, and fan expectation, creating a multi-layered story that is as much about culture as it is about sports. In this climate, every rumor carries weight, every unnamed source is scrutinized, and the line between speculation and reality becomes increasingly blurred, leaving fans hungry for the next development, for the next whisper that could confirm or contradict the latest gossip. Meanwhile, the economic ramifications of a potential Hopkins trade are impossible to ignore. Ticket sales, merchandise, and local business engagement are all intertwined with the star power of a player like Hopkins, whose presence boosts both on-field excitement and off-field revenue. Reports suggest that Baltimore's front office is considering the broader picture, factoring in not only immediate competitive impact, but also long-term financial strategy. The potential incoming trade package could shape the team's future draft strategy, affecting everything from rookie signings to salary cap flexibility. Fans are already projecting their emotional response to the possibility of seeing him in a different uniform, sparking debates about loyalty, legacy, and the fleeting nature of sports fandom. Meanwhile, other teams are rumored to be calculating the exact impact of acquiring Hopkins, analyzing how his skills would fit into existing playbooks and which positional gaps he could fill. The media frenzy continues to grow, with sports shows dedicating segments solely to parsing every tweet, report, and statistical trend related to the rumor. Analysts speculate about how the trade could affect rivalries, playoff chances, and overall league narratives, creating a layered conversation that merges performance, finance, and fan engagement. In this climate, nothing is certain, yet every possibility feels imminent, and the suspense keeps everyone, from casual observers to hardcore insiders, on edge. The emotional landscape of this story cannot be understated. DeAndre Hopkins represents more than just statistics. He embodies hope, excitement, and a thrilling unpredictability that has captivated Baltimore fans for years. Rumors of his departure are already altering the emotional cadence of social media, with heartfelt messages, nostalgic highlights, and impassioned pleas flooding feeds. Analysts emphasize that a trade could redefine his career arc, potentially positioning him for a Super Bowl run with a team that aligns with his aspirations, while simultaneously challenging Baltimore to recalibrate its identity without a marquee player. Speculation about destinations includes cities with potent offenses, innovative quarterbacks, and a hunger for playoff success, each presenting a narrative rich with potential drama. Sport columnists dissect the rumor from every angle, offering theories on motivation, team dynamics, and even personal factors that could influence Hopkins' decision. Behind the scenes, insiders suggest that contract negotiations are complex, involving multiple layers of strategy, timing, and interpersonal dynamics that extend far beyond the field. Fans, meanwhile, are left oscillating between hope and heartbreak, scanning every update for clues, amplifying the story's tension in a way that only the modern social media era can facilitate. Every article, podcast, and segment contributes to a growing tapestry of rumor, analysis, and emotional investment that makes the offseason feel like a high-stakes drama centered squarely on one extraordinary athlete, one city, and the ripple effects of a single monumental decision. The speculation around DeAndre Hopkins' potential departure from Baltimore continues to reach a fever pitch as fans, analysts, and insiders alike try to decipher the next chapter in this unfolding saga. Rumors suggest that Hopkins' camp is weighing offers carefully, balancing not only financial incentives, but also the competitive landscape of potential landing spots. Teams reportedly vying for his signature are said to be engaging in delicate negotiations, trying to craft deals that appeal to both the player and his representatives, while also navigating the complex salary cap implications. Social media has become a crucible of conjecture, with fans dissecting highlight reels, tweeting hypothetical scenarios, and creating endless what-if threads about how a move could shift power dynamics across the league. Analysts point out that Hopkins' presence on any roster can instantly transform offensive strategies, forcing rival defenses to adapt and rethink matchups weeks in advance. Meanwhile, Baltimore insiders are reportedly bracing for multiple outcomes, from Hopkins staying put under revised terms to a blockbuster trade that could redefine the team's trajectory. The story has transcended sports pages, infiltrating podcasts, news cycles, and fan forums worldwide, becoming more than just a trade rumor. It's a cultural event, a narrative that intertwines player agency, team strategy, and fan passion in a combustible mix that shows no signs of slowing down, leaving everyone watching with bated breath. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. Meanwhile, the potential impact on Baltimore's locker room is becoming a central point of discussion among insiders, with speculation that teammates are preparing emotionally for a transition that could alter team chemistry. Rumors indicate that the front office has been holding meetings focused on contingency plans, exploring how to adjust offensive schemes and personnel lineups if Hopkins departs. Analysts emphasize that the psychological effect of losing a player of his caliber cannot be underestimated, as leadership, morale, and the overall atmosphere of the team could shift dramatically. At the same time, rival teams are reportedly strategizing around Hopkins' possible availability, analyzing how his unique skill set could elevate their passing attack and influence draft strategies. Fans have taken to social media with fervor, sharing highlight reels, past memorable plays, and speculative trade destinations, creating a viral dialogue that amplifies every whisper of insider information. Meanwhile, pundits dissect every subtle movement, from cryptic tweets to agent statements, trying to predict the timing and ultimate destination of one of the NFL's most electrifying talents. The narrative is layered, intense, and constantly evolving, blending human emotion, tactical analysis, and financial considerations into a story that feels both immediate and monumental, a living rumor with the power to redefine the league's landscape. Reports suggest that teams in multiple conferences are intensively lobbying for Hopkins' commitment, leveraging the promise of championship contention, strong quarterback chemistry, and advanced offensive systems to appeal to the star receiver. Speculation points to discussions involving top-level executives, strategic advisors, and even former players weighing in on the potential benefits of acquiring Hopkins, creating a web of negotiations that are as complex as they are secretive. Meanwhile, Baltimore's management is reportedly contemplating counteroffers, weighing whether retaining Hopkins under revised terms or executing a trade package for draft capital aligns better with long-term organizational goals. Social media chatter has amplified every nugget of insider information, leading to viral debates over which city would best suit Hopkins' talents and ambitions. Analysts have broken down his game tape, highlighting how his route running, contested catches, and clutch performance could transform an offense overnight. At the same time, the cultural and financial ramifications for Baltimore are being considered, from fan engagement and merchandise sales to sponsorship deals and ticket revenue. The rumor has taken on a life of its own, becoming a focal point for NFL conversation that extends far beyond the city or the player, embodying the intersection of performance, strategy, and the compelling human drama that fuels sports storytelling at its most electric. Meanwhile, whispers in media circles suggest that timing will be critical in the unfolding saga, with sources hinting that an official announcement could come at any moment, potentially catching fans, analysts, and rival teams off guard. Speculation has centered on whether Hopkins will prefer a team with an immediate Super Bowl window or a city offering a longer-term project with high upside. Meanwhile, internal Baltimore discussions are reportedly exploring scenarios where the team could pivot quickly, using draft assets or strategic acquisitions to compensate for the potential void. Fans are responding with a mixture of anticipation and anxiety, flooding digital spaces with memes, highlight compilations, and fervent debates over loyalty, legacy, and the emotional weight of losing a star player. Meanwhile, teams rumored to be in pursuit of Hopkins are carefully crafting narratives around fit, coaching schemes, and opportunity, trying to present a compelling case without disrupting negotiations. Analysts note that the intricacies of modern NFL trades, combined with contract structures and salary cap flexibility, make these decisions extremely nuanced, requiring foresight, patience, and tactical precision. The story, though centered on Hopkins, has become emblematic of broader themes in professional sports: player empowerment, team strategy, and the ever-present tension between financial pragmatism and emotional investment, a multifaceted narrative that keeps fans and insiders alike on edge. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.